Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel with another video for you guys here today. It's Space Cowboy here. Now, before we get started with today's video, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell as well. The reason I ask for that every single video is because a good chunk of you, 79% of you guys watching, and a decent chunk of you being returning viewers are not subscribed. So if you like what you're seeing and you're roaming around these videos, but you're not yet subscribed, why don't you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video upload or live stream that comes out. So look, I understand that there is this whole talk throughout the fan base of, are the Cowboys going to pull off a big move? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? I'm doing a video here to tell you guys that the Cowboys have already pulled off their big move. If you recall at the Combine, Brian Broaddus talked with Michael Gelkin, and they spoke on it on 105.3 The Fan, and those are two individuals that I've followed for quite some time, and they have credibility there. And Brian Broaddus said, hey, it looks like the Cowboys are working on something big, and he theorized it was OBJ or someone in the wide receiving room that they were taking a look at. And there's no question that the Cowboys were looking to get a receiver. It was just a matter of what name it was. So the Dallas Cowboys go get Stephon Gilmore, and then they eventually trade for Brandin Cooks. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, the big move was Brandin Cooks. And I could be wrong, and they could be someone else that's out there, and, you know, I will admit it when I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to do that. But for those that are going out there and are saying, oh, Jerry Jones is going to make a big move to really shatter the NFL and all this other crap, I'm here to tell you right now, you have to understand what front office we're dealing with and to kind of temper the expectations. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and be complacent. I think that the Dallas Cowboys, with the room that they have, can make another move. Don't let them lie to you and say that they can't. However, you have to understand that the Dallas Cowboys like to keep at least $10 to $20 million in cap space reserves for training camp. If there's a particular player they like, they want to bring back, whatever the case may be. Also, people were theorizing that Bobby Wagner was going to be the big move. I did not think that. When LVE got re-signed, I put some tweets out there saying, listen, LVE's back, and they're probably not going to go after Wagner. I would be shocked if they went after Wagner, and Jane Slater spoke on it, and a lot of other people talked on it, and lo and behold, that ended up being the case. And I think for the Dallas Cowboys, the moves to acquire Stephon Gilmore and Brandin Cooks were the big moves. I know that's hard to process for some people, but we have to understand who we're dealing with. We're dealing with a front office that tends to be on the cheaper side. Now, we have seen them move more with Mike McCarthy, that is, in the direction of spending a little bit more in free agency, albeit at most for one or two tier 2 guys, which in this case, this is the first offseason where I can definitively say they went after tier 2 free agents. Granted, they traded for them. Let's not get it twisted. But they have been managing this offseason well. You unloaded a bad running back contract, right? You did franchise tag a running back, which, however you feel on Pollard is one thing, but the value at the running back position has depreciated, but nonetheless, you acquired a playmaker of yours. You went out and you got some depth pieces. You added to the team that you had last year, and the losses that you had were not going to hit you as hard because you can go into the draft and you can now draft BPA. And I want to be as clear as possible that the Cowboys did exactly what I wanted them to do in this particular offseason. Yeah, I wanted them to do a little bit more, and maybe they do one more, two more signings. I don't know. But this is who they are, and this is where they're at. So if anyone's telling you that they're preparing for a big move or anything else at this particular juncture, it's over. You know, they were inquiring about DeAndre Hopkins. They were inquiring about these other people in the trade market at the wide receiver spot because typically they go a little bit more all out at that position than anywhere else. It's just when you get into the negotiations, things fall apart, and you're just like, whatever, I'll just go and grab another dude. And them going and getting Brandin Cooks and the contract that he had, really damn good move. And I'm not going to be someone to be negative about that, especially since I'm Mr. Negative and Mr. Pessimist in this fan base, according to many others. I just want to be honest. They made good moves. And if anyone's trying to claim, oh, see, this front office, I told you that no one was expecting this shit. So stop with that nonsense. So I just want to temper the expectations, and I want people to realize this offseason is now complete for what the Cowboys are trying to add. They might add a couple more pieces, but don't expect much, because now that we're getting closer and closer to the draft, I think it's more evidently clear that Dallas has, done everything that they've done at this juncture. Now, I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, we have to remember that this front office doesn't do this type of stuff. This is the first time that I can say the Dallas Cowboys were semi-active in the early stages of free agency, utilizing trades to build the roster. And in terms of the people they've lost, we did a live stream on that, and I did mention that the Dallas Cowboys realistically got weaker at the offensive line position because of Connor McGovern leaving, but you can draft a replacement at left guard, and you're good. Like, the Cowboys are fine at this juncture. However, they need to do well in the draft. And we'll see how the rest of this roster construction comes together, because they have added during training camp. But I want to make it clear. Right now, the Cowboys have around $13 million in cap space. And, of course, Zeke's money is going to be coming down the road. So, what could be happening next? Well, if there's going to be another big move, it's going to be an extension. Probably Trevon Diggs, because the draft class is only going to account for maybe between $3 to $5 million based off of what the calculations show. And even if you take Zeke's money and, what you are going to have now, and you add it all together and find the difference, I mean, $18 million, a little bit less into 17 point whatever million dollars. I mean, you kind of have to think to yourself, okay, do you need to add anything more? And that could be the Cowboys' strategy, is they hold out. Maybe they make a draft day trade. I'm not speculating that. I haven't heard anything on that from people I've talked to in the, inner circles and all that other stuff. But I just wanted to put this video out there and say, I think the Cowboys are done, and they kind of showed their hand that they are done. So just temper your expectations when it comes to people saying that, oh, they're loading up for another big move. Oh, look at what they're doing here with the money. Because the Cowboys like to save some cap space for later on down the road. Maybe I'm wrong once again, but I'm going to just leave it there. So with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. And this is Space Cowboy Media signing out.